For those who didn't know, the month of June has long been considered Pride Month to commemorate the Stonewall riots that occurred in June of 1969. The LGBTQ community has looked at this time to reflect on the growth, change, and progress that's been made in our respective cultures and take pride in who they are because many cultures unfortunately do not treat them very well. South Korean culture and even K-pop are generally regarded as pretty conservative, and although much has changed for the country in the last few decades, there's still a lot to work to be done to get to the point of LGBTQ acceptance. Hello everyone, my name is Derek, otherwise known as DareDB, and for this special video, we will take a look at how the taboo topic of LGBTQ has grown and evolved in Korean society, entertainment, and of course, K-pop over the years. I personally have lived, taught, and went to school in Korea, and although I in no way consider myself an expert in all things Korea, I hope this experience will help me give you all a better understanding of societal norms, traditions, and how even globalizations and so many other factors are helping make LGBTQ be more accepted in today's ever-changing and progressive times. And so, without further ado, let's get started. In just the last 20 years, South Korea has made improvements in its stance in regards to LGBTQ rights. Similar to countries like the United States, Korea's entertainment industry has moved public awareness forward in rights to LGBTQ issues. But this doesn't mean there hasn't been backlash from it. As I said, Korea still has a pretty conservative culture, and while change happens, it can take time. In 2003, for example, the same year that the United States Supreme Court struck down anti-sodomy laws, South Korea monumentally declared that homosexuality was not harmful and obscene. However, even with that effort, LGBTQ people are still unfortunately considered a taboo topic in the country, where gays are still sometimes called byontae, in this case a derogatory term meaning abnormal or deviant, and it's become comparable to the word fag used in the US. A little background on how deeply people cling to social norms is helpful here. Being abnormal or deviating from social norms is not well received in Korea. Korea, and most of Asia really, are highly collectivist cultures where they place a high value on the family and community. This is because these cultures have long been dominated by Confucian values, and also in Korea's case, the Samkang-oryun, the 3 fundamental and 5 moral laws, as well as Christianity, which currently makes up about 29% of the population in Korea. The Samkang-oryun very much directs family patriarchal conservatism and a resistance to change, and has carried a significant influence in many aspects of Korean culture for centuries. Therefore, these long-standing values in a way have made it nearly impossible for LGBTQ Koreans to come out and be accepted, because it's perceived that being in a relationship that can't naturally produce offspring is dangerous to society, threatening the ability of people to procreate. And sad to say, most Koreans are indoctrinated into thinking that the Korean LGBTQ community is a Western byproduct, possibly the effect of close contact with the West after the Korean War. In fact, the idea of coming out is a Western concept that has made little impact among Koreans, and so as a result, many LGBTQ Koreans live their lives in the shadows and try to conform by day. However, the Korean entertainment industry is regarded as more open-minded and has traditionally been filled with people from fringe groups like the LGBTQ community, even if they're not allowed to be out about it and or express their support to the community. When television personality Hong Seok-chun came out publicly as gay in 2000, his outing caused huge ripples throughout the country. The country was forced to confront the existence of homosexuality, and his response was extreme. Hong was immediately fired from his hosting job and lost other work, and that harsh response from the public then discouraged others from following suit. But not everyone has been treated so harshly. Interestingly, Harisu is regarded as Korea's first transgendered celebrity to come out. Having made her big break in the early part of the 21st century, she managed to find success in the entertainment industry as a novelty of her status that worked in her favor. She fit the traditional image of a young, beautiful Korean female and was even deemed more beautiful than most women. This is an anomalous case that few others can reproduce, but she has managed to fit the beauty standards Korea looks up to and make a lucrative career for herself. Having positive LGBTQ representatives like Harisu and now Hong Seok-chun, plus Koreans' eagerness to embrace Western culture, has helped gradually soften Korean attitudes. According to the World Values Survey for South Korea in 2001, Almost 53% of South Koreans believed that homosexuality was never justifiable, but by 2010 the number had dropped to 42%. Contrastingly, only 18% of people in Japan and 24% of people in Taiwan in 2010 shared that belief. Change may be slow in coming to South Korea, but it's happening. In the world of K-pop, the industry has had to walk a very fine line between being progressive and reflecting the taste of society. While K-pop is mainly geared towards the youth, the government and parents have a lot of say in what their children can consume. SM Entertainment, South Korea's largest entertainment label, back in the day began tapping into skinship culture, which is the touching of a fellow bandmate that's now so often found in K-pop. K-pop videos across the internet commonly show stars engaging in skinship by kissing and touching each other, but it's supposed to be funny and one or both stars pull away as if it's undesirable. K-pop labels don't allow relationships, but they encourage these shipping activities to appeal to homoerotic tropes that feed the fantasy of secret relationships many K-pop fans seek in their idols. While outsiders look at this as signs of homosexuality, in Korea, that's just part of the game. But when there are videos that try to normalize same-sex relationships, it goes against the idea that men and women are compatible partners, but not same-sex persons. Even if these artists are privately gay, their coming out today would still jeopardize their careers, and they would face blacklisting in the industry. Even here, there's an exception. In 2018, the artist Holland debuted as the first openly gay idol, and while he found modest success, he may never reach the level of heteronormative artists. Nevertheless, he has changed the landscape of Korean culture and K-pop just by being out. The explosion of K-pop around the world over the past decade has allowed the industry to be less restricted by Korean culture, and it's grown more bold in their support of LGBTQ people internationally. The music labels have control over what the artists can do and say, and must ultimately maintain the status quo, or it could adversely affect their stock value. This has resulted in criticism from activist groups in Korea, because idol support within the domestic market would make a big difference in how LGBTQ people would be perceived in Korea. Despite the potential repercussions, some idols who have openly expressed their support for LGBTQ rights include, but not limited to, BTS, CL and Park Bom of 2NE1, Sunmi, Jongwon, Tiffany Young, Jiyoon of 4 Minute, SHINee's Jonghyun, and many more. The K-pop group BTS has used its platform to help where they can. In 2018, BTS's leader RM spoke at the United Nations and expressed support of LGBTQ by encouraging people to speak for themselves, no matter who you are, where you are from, your skin color, your gender identity. This will allow future K-pop groups to express their support for the LGBTQ community in turn. In Korea, however, K-pop stars still had to be careful in expressing too much support for the LGBTQ community, but that doesn't mean the community hasn't embraced their idols. Last year's Gay Pride Festival in Seoul recorded its largest attendance and drawing nearly 150,000 attendees with various K-pop songs acting as anthems for the progressive times. There's still significant progress to be made for K-pop in Korea in regards to LGBTQ rights, as Korean culture is still largely very conservative. Advances are being made, though, and the country is slowly making strides in not only public awareness of LGBTQ people, but also humanizing them as sons, daughters, fathers, mothers, and community leaders that they are. Hi everyone, hope you all enjoyed the video. Over the years, you've gotten to know me through my videos, and I am grateful that you've all given me the opportunity to share a little of myself through my K-pop videos. I've hoped that I brought a little joy and humor to this corner of the internet, but this new decade and year has been a roller coaster for all of us. And for me, it's already been a life-changing year. I wanted to share a big part of it with you because this is Pride Month, and really because one of you might need to hear it. I am gay. It's probably easy for some of you to say, but it's taken me until recently to finally gather the courage to say it to myself and to come out to my family and friends. Growing up in a sheltered lifestyle in a part of Texas with such a stigma about being gay, I was afraid to come to terms with my true self. And after I moved to Korea, which is a pretty conservative society about sexuality, I found others who grew up in the same environment and couldn't come out. It only confirmed my belief that being gay was not okay, and that I couldn't bring myself to confront and accept that side of myself. I believed that I would spend my life alone and without sharing a life of love. My romantic experiences were limited to short-term intimacies that ultimately left me feeling unfulfilled. I never had a boyfriend, and nor did I want one. Outwardly, I always identified as straight and was always the life of the party, someone people loved to hang out with, but inside, I was fighting the shame and scared to admit it. It took a lot of ups and downs in my recent years of my life and a lot of personal growth to admit to myself that I am gay, that I wanted to stop living a life in hiding, and that I needed more than I had been giving myself. But I needed the right time to do it. Just this year, shortly after I had made that decision, I met a man, someone who understands me and brings happiness in my life that I never thought I could have or that I had deserved. It took me decades to reach where I am, but with my partner's support, I found the strength that I needed to be proud of who I am and to share this side of myself with my friends, my family, and to all of you. And of course, to introduce them to the first person in my life who completes me. I don't regret it at all, and I've never been happier. This is my story, and I'm sharing it because during this month, many LGBTQ people show their pride, and there are many more around the world who cannot enjoy that experience yet. But for these people, I want to let you all know that if you are going through the same things that I did, that it will be okay. I know the idea of coming to terms of who you are can be scary. But please don't continue to put up a facade like I did. It's not healthy, and it eats away at your spirit. And I don't know your individual experiences, but know that when the time is right for you and you can come out, just know that you'll come out as a stronger person after you've taken that monumental step for yourself. There are people in the world who will support you and give you that courage and the love that you need to be yourself. They may not be the right people around you right now, but you may be surprised. My friends and family were far more supportive of me than I could have ever expected, and they still love me. Don't lose yourself. Embrace who you are. Acceptance of yourself comes first, and your loved ones will follow. I wish you nothing but the best. Because I know how hard it can be to come out, especially in Korea, I am including resources for you in the description just in case you need someone to talk to. If any of you know resources in your country or region, please include them in the comments section so others can know that there are others around them who care, and that there's a place where they can go to finally be proud of who they are. Thank you all so much for watching and listening. Happy Pride Month to you all. I appreciate all the love and support you've given me over the years. Please do not forget to hit those like and subscribe buttons for me. Follow me on my social media and check out many videos of mine while you're here. And see you next time.